Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. All right, before I forget, Lucky Mal, one of my rock stars out there who asked me earlier in the week to make sure that I gave her a shout out for her birthday, which was yesterday. We're doing it today. And actually, this video is not going to go up until Friday. So actually, it was 2 days ago. It was on Wednesday, I believe, the 16th. But I just want to give a shout out to you. She has been a rock star for a long time. I've noticed that name. You guys, I'm bad with certain things, but I do notice names that have been in my comments for years and years. And she is definitely one of them. Been a supporter all this time. Appreciate you so much. I hope you had a great birthday on Wednesday. Actually, today, which is Thursday when I'm recording this, even though it won't go up until Friday, today, September 17th, is my big brother Brian's birthday. He is 55 years old. I know I'm probably not supposed to tell his age, but he's a man. They don't care. 55 years old, and I love my brother Brian. He's such a very easy, cool, laid back kind of person, you know, doesn't let anything bother him, very level-headed, very much like my mom, has very much of my mom's personality. I'm way more like my father, you know, when it comes to certain things. And he's just a cool dude, you guys. So he's celebrating his birthday in Los Angeles today. So I just wanted to make sure that I gave him a quick shout out, and old Lucky Mal. Okay, now we can get to the bullshit. All right, you guys, first story up. Well, it seems that Cardi B has finally decided to throw in the towel and filed for divorce from Offset on Tuesday of this week. I am not surprised at all. We have been tolerating Offset for the 3 years that they have been together. He has, even though we don't know the reason that they've broken up, because she hasn't said, she just basically filed the documents, said that the marriage was irretrievably broken, and, you know, she wanted to dissolve the marriage. She wants custody of their daughter, Culture. And I guess she wants to move on with her life. It was looking like it was going to be like kind of a problem, like a messy kind of mad divorce originally, because she was asking for, I think, child support for her daughter. But, you know, she's made it clear with her lawyers that she doesn't want it to be a messy divorce. She doesn't want it to be any problems. You know, she wants it to be amicable. We're going to see how that goes, because, you know, as time goes on and feelings and emotions and shit, and they're going to have a lot of people in their ear on both sides. You know, it could turn very amicable. Probably not even a word. You know, like it could get, we done seen divorces get fucked up, you know, because they're not pleasant. And then in this case, you know, I don't know if Offset cheated again, if there's, you know, was something that happened, but it's just been too many instances where, yeah, maybe he just don't need to be married right now, and maybe she needs to just move on with her life. Maybe later on down the road, you know, they can make it on back to each other, which probably won't happen, but it's not impossible. And, you know, maybe just right now is not the time. They did really rush into, you know, they were together. We saw them at the Super Bowl. Then next thing we know, the next year they said they hadn't already got married or something. And we didn't know they was married until we found out that she was pregnant. Or, you know, it was just like, it was on the fast track. Shit was happening. It was like this with it. And then in all of that, we know that there's been scandal after scandal of him cheating. One in a case where Cardi, you know, then went and tried to beat up the girl or had a girl jumped, and at the strip club, the bartenders, and that, you know, landed her a case, and she's actually still fighting that case with this coronavirus and everything. I think everything's kind of been put on hold, but, you know, she had a felony charge, I believe, and some sort of misdemeanor charges and all of that. You know, it's just been a lot of shit that she's had to deal with Offset. you know, the man love him some ass. He love him some cooch. He wants to be up in it. Hers and others. While I don't know for a fact that that's the reason why they're breaking up, something just tells me that it probably has something to do with it. We might hear stories eventually about him, you know, getting caught or something, cheating. But whatever it is, she said, yeah, that's a wrap on that. And I mean, I hate to see marriages break up, especially when I actually feel like these two love each other. But you know, people got their vices and their proclivities and things that they want to do, and you know, sometimes it just don't fit into your life, you know, the other person's lifestyle. And so I would really like to have seen them work it out. They seemed like they were happy when they were together, but you know, shit happens, and they're young, and I guess, you know, it just ain't working. And so I'm not mad. I'm actually sad for them both, because, you know, I just hate to see families break up. You know, I want people to be able to successfully thrive in their marriages. But it don't always happen that way. And it's fine if a motherfucker got to get to some peace. If the only way they can do it is without your ass, then you know it, then that's okay too. Let me not make it seem like you supposed to stay married at all costs, because that is definitely not it. Okay, because in our old age, when you start to get up in them 40s, 50s, 60s, all you want is peace. That's all you want in your life. If you got to be dealing with a motherfucker that's putting you through it all the time, then you can't get to that peace. So if you got to do it by yourself, then you know what? Have at it. So that's just kind of where I am with that. They gonna be fine because everybody rich. Okay? So we ain't gonna have no ghetto ass problems as far as finances are concerned anyway. And I mean, that's it. I mean, what else are we to say? You know, another one bites the dust, right? So that's it, you guys. What you think about it, though? Were you surprised, or do you figure it was coming soon? I guess since we talking about divorces, you guys, let's talk about Ray J and Prinky. I'm telling you, these two is like a fucking merry-go-round. I'm telling you, I promise you. They need to give them a reality show, just them two. With all of the drama that's been surrounding them recently. So you guys know that Prinky had been filed for divorce right after they had did their conversation on Zeus Network. Okay, and when I finally watched that, I was like, this girl is a little touched. Okay, yeah, Ray J is Ray J, and he ain't 100% together himself, but something Prinky is something different. And that was all talking about her feeling like he had abandoned her when she was pregnant in Las Vegas. And remember all that drama that happened where they, you know, I just want to see my daughter, and her family come flying in, and he next door, and she and this, and y'all remember all of that. So she had filed for divorce right after she had just had the little boy. And that was going through. Maybe not even a month ago, I don't think. I read that she withdrew her petition for divorce, and that they were going to work it out. All right. Evidently, they had bought a house together, and, you know, they got these 2 new babies, and they were working it out. Well, the other day, I guess Ray J had got, you know, a hair up his ass, and he had decided that he was going to go file divorce again. Okay. This time it's on him. All right. Now, Prinky say she ain't know shit about it. She say that the way she found out about it is the way we found out about it, which was on social media. I was like, boy, these niggas ain't shit. The same way, remember Portia told us that the same way she found out how Cordell had filed for divorce, she up in the same fucking house with him at the time, and he filed for divorce, and she read it on social media. Okay, Prinky said the same thing, except that Prinky says that Ray J is never home. She says that he is gone for weeks at a time, so I'm assuming that he was gone when this happened. And she said that she had been trying to reach him, you know, contact him to find out if this was even a true story, because she didn't see it coming. And I guess his lawyers had let her lawyers know that, yeah, this is true, you know, that Ray J just said, fuck it, he can't do it no more, child. I mean, ain't even gave the girl a heads up or nothing. Boy, I promise you, boy, niggas ain't shit. But these two probably, I don't even know what to tell you about these two. They probably will end up back together. You know, they really strike me as the go back and forth type of couple. So this is just really the next chapter in the many chapters that will go along with the relationship of Ray J and Princess. But as of now, yeah, it looks like they're getting a divorce once they gain. And child, since we on this whole breakup thing, I guess I might as well talk about what's the child name? Taraji and her man Kelvin Hayden. You guys remember he's the retired football player, a little bit younger than her. But remember, they were a cute couple. We remember when they got back together, I think back in 2015 or so. You know, they pretty much escaped scandal. They had one little moment where it looked like he was maybe kind of cheating earlier in their relationship. I think they broke up for a minute. They ended up getting back together. Then it looked like it was really getting serious. Then he proposed to her, I think in 2018. And she seemed to be happy with him. You know, he wasn't in the spotlight. You know, he was comfortable enough to have his woman, you know, be who she was. At the time, Taraji was hot. I mean, she's still hot. She's still, you know, she's still the sought after black actress. But, you know, that was like really Empire was going strong and all of this. And, you know, everything was falling into place for them. Well, after they got engaged, we were expecting them to eventually say when they were going to get married. At the beginning of this year, I remember them saying that they were going to get married, you know, at the beginning of this year. But then she ended up postponing the original date at the beginning of the year because of the bad weather. They were afraid that it was going to rain on the wedding. I'm like, we can't just move the wedding inside. But, you know, we women, we have a dream and we have a idea how we want our wedding to be, and we gonna stick to that, you know. So maybe that's why, no, her wedding was gonna be outside at any cost, okay? Coronavirus hit. I think she had a death in her family. Somebody died from coronavirus. So of course that spooks you. And then when you have elderly, you know, I remember seeing her on Kelly and Ryan, and she was saying how they postponed it again because, you know, he wanted his grandparents there. She wanted her grandparents there or whatever. And they just didn't feel comfortable enough to have them out, you know, because that was right at the beginning of coronavirus when we didn't really know shit about, you know, how it was really going to affect people. Because at the beginning, you just had a feeling like people just going to be dropping off and dying like flies, you know. So I kind of understood that. So she postponed it again. Okay. And we hadn't heard nothing else about it. Now, they're saying that her fiance hadn't posted anything about Taraji since February of this year, hadn't posted her on his Instagram, and that she hasn't posted anything of him recently either. But she just turned 50 and she went on a girls trip with her girls, and, you know, she's wearing a little teeny little bikini bathing suit, and she's on the boat, and, you know, all of that. And there's no sign of Kelvin, and there is no sign of her engagement ring. So I thought that this was going to be the one for Taraji. We don't know any stories about what might have happened. I mean, maybe they just grew apart. Maybe, you know, sometimes when I hear Taraji speak, I'm kind of sometimes feel like she's afraid to get married. Like, you know, I feel like maybe she just wasn't sure. This is just me. This is not what they're saying in the news or anything like that, or in the blogs or in the media or anything. But I don't know. She just seemed very apprehensive. And I'm not sure if that was because of something that he has done, or if it's just because, you know, as we get older, we get stuck in our ways and we get comfortable with the idea of being independent and on our own and not having to answer to, you know, somebody and share our lives with somebody. I mean, you know, it is something you should take seriously. So maybe it was just something that she was just like, yeah, no, this is not what we gonna do. And she seems to be happy, probably single right now. So that's what's going on there. So yeah, we got a whole bunch of people breaking up or possibly broken up, or, you know. So I don't know, but you guys, love still is out there, y'all. So you keep on fighting, keep on living. And I'll give you a story about love if you'll just give me a moment. So Maya Moore, you guys know she was the WNBA basketball player who put her career on hold because she wanted to help and assist get a wrongful conviction overturned on a gentleman by the name of Jonathan Irons. Okay, back in 1997, Jonathan Irons was 16 years old, and he was convicted for breaking into a home and shooting the owner of the home twice. I don't believe the person was killed. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, he was sentenced to 50 years in prison. All right, had always maintained that he did not do it. But he was convicted and he was in jail for 50, he was serving his 50-year sentence. Well, evidently, Maya had met him when she was 18 years old. Now, you guys, I didn't put all these numbers and shit together. Okay, I know that she's about a year or two older than him. Like I said, he went into jail when he was 16, so I believe she met him when he was in jail. All right. But like I said, I didn't put it's somewhere close. All this happened around the very beginning of him going to jail. But they remained friends. And as time has gone on, she went on to college, was a star at UConn, and then went on to be, a star WNBA player. They maintained their friendship. Then she wanted to get more involved in helping him get out. So she put her career on hold. They found that they had evidence that the prosecution at the time had suppressed fingerprint evidence, which would have cleared him. All right. And when they found that out, the judge found it out throughout the case, and the man was freed in July. Okay. And right after that, they got married. Okay. Evidently, Jonathan had proposed to her when he was in jail. He said he didn't know for, sure that it was really going to happen. He didn't want to hold her to it, of course. They caught up in all this high emotions and everything. When he got out and the reality hit, he wasn't sure if they were going to get married. But she said that it was clear what God was doing, with their hearts. And you guys, they got married. They've been married for a few months. Like I said, love wins. I mean, the heart wants what it wants, you guys. And, we hear these kind of stories happen sometimes. It might not necessarily be for you or me, but I mean, it doesn't mean that it's impossible that, a relationship that starts off like this, doesn't mean that it's not true and it's not real and all of that, I mean, people who've been in jail, especially people who have wrongfully been in jail, but even those who were convicted and served their sentence and, get out, I mean, they deserve their chance at love too, so. Rocky love. I want all motherfuckers to be in love, but I was just like, girl, you stepped out on faith for real. Now, he's now a criminal rights activist, and I guess he's going to be involved in, trying to reform some things that happen when it comes to cases like this. Maya said that she's not sure if she's going to be returning to the WNBA. She's sitting out a second season, of her career, just to kind of get her bearings and try to figure out what life is going to lead her next now that, she's got all this going on. But yeah, you guys, I read that and I was just like, well, look at that. Child, look at that. What y'all think about that? Listen, you might not, your man or your woman might be in jail. Look at Centoya. When she got out, she got married. Maybe they in jail and just waiting to get out and, come be with you. So that's it, y'all. Let me know what you think about that one. But let me just give my congratulations to the happy couple. All right, you guys, let's talk about the versus battle between our aunties, our favorite aunties, Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle, legends, living legends, whose music is going to go on for, all. That's the beauty about music, you guys. Even when our legends are gone, we still have them with us through song. The verses was really, really good. I did not think that I was going to actually watch the whole thing. Like I was like, I'm going to watch it, but I just found myself, I was so, you guys, the music, I was just like, yes, yes, yes. Okay. I enjoyed myself so much, and I didn't even expect to enjoy myself as much as I did, but I enjoyed myself as much as I would have with any young, R&B or rapper or whatever that would have been up there in their place. Maybe more so because this era of music was like when I was young, and when I was really, just happy little kid and hearing my parents play this music, it brought back them kind of memories for me, hearing that music played in my house or in my parents' cars or things like that. And then even as I've gotten older, like I can appreciate, because Gladys and Patti were very big, like in the 80s when, like when Beverly Hills Cop was going on, and Gladys Knight sang, for James Bond, and, so it was like they were still around. They were still very much relevant. They still are today, but you know what I'm saying? Like their music was still being played on the radio is what I'm trying to say, not as an oldie. So it just brought back so many good memories for me, and it was just so nice to see these two ladies up there who obviously have a lot of respect for each other, probably have been through a lot. I mean, I'm sure there ain't always been roses and, rainbows, but, you could see that they've come through these things together, and at the end, they're still very much friends, still very much women who have been there for each other, know each other's family. I mean, just have been around each other, you guys. I mean, that kind of thing makes me feel good to see. I love speaking to older people. I love when I can learn from older people, when they can tell me stories and like that. Like, I like to hear those things because, it's just something that you can, it's just feel good. It's just feel good stories. And I just was like, oh yeah, I just love this so much. And then, like I said, the music was great. Now for me, it was always going to be Gladys. I told you guys that before. But that didn't diminish Patti LaBelle. I knew all of her music probably better than Patti. Listen, these women are older, 76, 77 years old. Clearly Gladys, she still performs in Las Vegas. So she's very much sharp on her music. She still sings it daily or, weekly or however her schedule is. So she's very much still on it. Patti LaBelle obviously doesn't sing her music as much. There could be some, memory loss or whatever. I mean, we old. Okay. I can say it because I am too, but I'm not as old as them. But I'm just saying, like, as you get older, it can be expected. It's not a thing if you can't 100% remember your lyrics, So she gets, that doesn't matter to me. It sucks that they couldn't get her lyrics up on the screen, and we had to even find out that she doesn't necessarily remember her lyrics to even some of her big songs, But it still doesn't take away from Patti, because Patti is the personality. Patti is she is the one that is just, she's so charismatic when it comes to being on stage and just talking and, relating and making sure she feels, people feel included. My dog, I'm sorry, I'm looking at him right on my, at the door. He's getting impatient. I want him to go upstairs and start messing with Jasmine. But, she's just always had that personality that just brings you in. So even if she's not singing, like, you just like to hear Patti talk. She's funny, she's witty, she's clever, she knows all of the young sayings, she's relatable still. And then Gladys is just like your sweet auntie. I mean, she just, when I was listening to her talk, I was just like, oh, she just makes me miss my mom so much. Oh my gosh, I just miss my mom. And I was like, I wish she could be here just to enjoy some of the things that happen. I even wish that I can be in LA so that my dad can enjoy these kind of things, because I know my brother is not going to be, showing these things to my dad. But I know my dad probably would have enjoyed it if I would have been there. But like, Dad, let's look at Gladys and Patti sing, So, but yeah, you guys, it was great. It was a good time. And the music, when Patti said, oh, this is my corny song from Beverly Hills. Doom, 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 doom. Got me stand up, oh, got to break it up now. If I think about tomorrow, I'm not gonna take it anymore. I don't know if those are the words, but Man, we used to love the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack. It had doo 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 doo. What is it called? Rocket. It has so many hits on there and that song, as soon as she played it, I was like, bitch, this is not bitch, I'm sorry. But I was like, sis, this is the jam. What you talking about? I mean, I got up there and I was doing the little white boy dance and all of that. I was like, yeah, I knew all the words. I mean, I don't know the words, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but just hearing all of the songs that Patti had, some songs that I had forgotten about, but still just, yes. And then, of course, Gladys. Oh, you guys know when she sang Love Overboard, I was just like, ooh, I just knew it was coming. I was like, yes, sing it. But you guys, I had forgotten about her James Bond song. What was the name of the song? Can't even think of it right now. But I had forgotten about that song, which was beautiful. I remember when I worked at the Gap, we used to play it on the soundtrack, you know, for the store. And just listening to her, I mean, but Gladys has like old hits. And if we're going to start talking about the Pips, and then, you know, her Claudine soundtrack, when they played the song from that, and I was just like, oh yeah, I mean, yes. And then you guys, that Gladys fucking sounds like she did 30 fucking years ago. Like Gladys sounds exactly the same. Okay, she tried to be humble and act like she couldn't hit some of them notes, but you know, Gladys she says she's a contralto. She has like a lower range, so she ain't never really going super high anyway, but she was still able to very gracefully hit them notes with no problem. Okay, you know, maybe if she was standing up and was really kind of giving her diaphragm some, you know, air so that she can really like get these notes out, but it was no problem. This was light work. This was light work for Gladys. Okay. And I still would pay good money to see Gladys perform in Vegas because I knew all the music, made me feel happy. And she still sounds crisp. You guys, still sounds great. And we kind of knew that because she was on The Mask. And so, you know, we saw when she was singing then, her voice was very distinct. So we all knew it was Gladys Knight. But she was able to hang in that competition and sing some of the songs of the younger, you know, kids and all of that. So it was just like, yes, I mean, we knew it. I know Patti was on there as well. I didn't watch that season when Patti was on there, but, yeah, you guys, it was really, really good. I enjoyed it immensely. Watched it all the way through. Laughed at them, talked with them, you know, got a little tear. And I thought about, you know, one of the songs or two that kind of reminded me of like my younger times, you know, just good times. Yeah, it was fantastic. And then when Sister Dion walked out there and I said, look at her Crockett from Miami Vice. Girl, you better come out there in that white with that, you know, ocean blue underneath it. Somebody said it was a little wrinkle. I said, that damn Dion was just like, let me put this on and let me get out there, you know, and just sing a little, that's what friends are for. And then when they sang that and then they sang Superwoman, I was like, either they had them lyrics up there or Patti remembered that. Okay, even though the chorus of that song is very easy. But, you know, all of Patti's songs to me, the choruses are easy. And, you know, she just wasn't remembering some of them. So, but yeah, you guys, it was great. It was a great time. It was nice to see these seasoned women up there who could just give, just their presence, you know, should just make us feel like, you know, you want to have a testimony. You want to come out on the other side of something, you know, and just to see that they've been able to stand the test of time and last all this time. And we still know their music. We still want to hear them, you know, all of the celebrities that was in the comments, you know, your regulars, the people who did, you know, who watched the verses. We always see them in there. But I mean, it's like a really great time. It's a great reunion. Swizz Beatz and Timbaland, I'm gonna just keep on saying it, they were fucking geniuses to get this going. Okay, because especially in coronavirus times and people can't get to concerts the way they want to, and now they're putting so much more into the production of these battles or celebrations, if you want to call it. Somebody was like, it's a celebration, right? In my comments last week. And I was like, yeah, it's a celebration. But if you've been watching these versus battles before they officially became a brand, it was a competition at the beginning, okay? Whose was better? Who was going to win? Who had more hits? Okay, they had to take the competition aspect out of it when Sean Garrett and the Dream wanted to fuck each other up. Okay, we ain't trying to come to fisticuffs, you know, and have all this ego wrapped around these songs. If we're gonna be having these competitions like this, we can't have these people wanting to fight each other. So now we got to take the competition aspect out of it, and let's say we calling it a celebration, okay, so that we can all come together. All right. And then, so that's where when it took a turn, and that's when they kind of took more control of it and really tried to pin it down to exactly what they were trying to do. And, you know, that's when we started bringing the artists together, when they started it with the reggae, when it was, Beanie Siegel. What was it? Who was, not y'all. Let me not even mess up the names. I'll put it on the screen, but you guys know who I'm talking about. When they had the reggae artists and the dance hall artists and all, when they had them on there, and then that's when we started bringing people together and really just having the DJs there, and they was performing and all of that. And now it has come to this. We've got two living legends sitting down and partaking. So yeah, it was great. 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 And I don't know who they're going to have next. But I love them, you guys. I really do enjoy them. Yeah. And Gladys was giving us the full songs, honey. She was singing all of the songs. Not just a clip, but all of the songs. So the women look good. Still very much nice looking. You know, Gladys loved her sequin suit. Loved it. Okay. Of course, we got to love Patti and all her heels and her shoes. When she kicked it off, when she sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow, you know, and put her other shoes, put her Louboutins on, and, you know, then at the end, the first thing she said was like, I got to get out these shoes. My feet hurt, you know. But yeah, just all of that just really made for a great time. So you guys tell me what you loved about it, or, you know, what you thought, you know, how you think the ladies did. Yeah, I'm here 100% for these versus battles. I love them.